Good morning, dear students. In class 11th, we are going with the reading of chapter number 3, Discovering Tut. And today, hopefully, we will complete this chapter by knowing the secret of the death of Tutankhamun. So, yesterday we read that National Geography Society got a CT scan machine by Siemens Company, and they first of all scanned the mummy of Tut at 1700 digital X-ray images and 0.6 millimeter slices to register each and every part of the Tut's mummy to know every detail or the complete detail of the Tut's mummy. So now we continue with this one. The night of the scan, workmen carried out from the tomb his box. Means during the night time, the scanning was done, and on that evening, the workmen, the helpers, took the Tut's mummy from the coffin. Like pallbearers, they climbed a ramp and flight stair into the swirling sand outside. Means that was the dig in which they got into and took the mummy out of the coffin. Okay, then rose in a hydraulic lift into the trailer. They used hydraulic lift to take out the coffin out of the resting place that held the scanner. 20 minutes later, two men emerged. After 20 minutes effort, two men means workmen came sprinting for an office nearby and returned with a pair of white plastic fans. Two people they came with two white plastic fans. The $1 million scanner means the machine had quit because of sand in cooler fan. Quit because of sand in cooler fan, and the machine got some kind of disturbance because of the sand. Curse of the Pharaoh jogged the guard nervously. This is the phrase used by a workman or a helper who was guarding that particular mummy. What is the first Pharaoh's curse? The Pharaoh's curse was that death or misfortune would fall upon on those people who disturbed him from his resting place. The silent visitors are the first to refer to it. The first one, the visitors, those who came with some books and some other things to know the process and to know the reason of his death. Later on, this guard, like you can say, this guard jogged nervously when the $1 million scanner machine stopped functioning because of sand. In cooler fan. So stopping of the cooler fan of the CT scan machine, first one. Second one, the people those who have disturbed the life of the or afterlife resting place of the King Tut would fall upon them the misfortune of the Pharaoh. So this was the curse of Pharaoh. Now, eventually, the substitute's fence worked well enough to finish the procedure. The main cooler fan was disturbed due to sand, but the other fan, which were used for emergency, they completed the process of CT scan after checking that no data had been lost. As a result, no data has been lost. The technician turned Tut over to the workman. After scanning, the technician people they gave back the mummy of Tut to the workman to put it on its respective place, who carried him back to his tomb. Less than 3 hours after he was removed from his coffin. Okay, he was removed from his coffin. The Pharaoh again rested in peace where the funeral priest had laid him so long ago. It means after doing this particular process of CT scan machine, the workman and the technician they put that mummy on its respective place where it was laid down so long ago, means 3300 years ago. Then back in the trailer in technician pulled up astonishing images of Tut on a computer screen. Then they found something. What was that? The screen was having some kind of astonishing images. A grey head took shape from a scattering of pixels. We know it very well that when the mummy was scanned, only pixels were there or triangles, and then they frame out a shape, and the technician spun and tilted it in every direction. Then they frame out a picture. Neck of vertebrae. Vertebrae means pieces in the spine. Okay, pieces in the backbone. Appeared as clearly as in an anatomy class. So what did they observe? Breaking of spine. Pieces of backbone. Other images revealed a hand. This was the first one. Second image, several views of the rib cage, front rib cage. Okay, and a transection of the skull. But for now, the pressure was off. Pressure was off means the project was off. Project was over because due to this great effort, they could not get any positive result of the death of the king. Sitting back in his chair, Jahi Hawa smiled, visibly relieved that nothing had gone seriously wrong. The archaeologist sat on his chair and he smiled because nothing was wrong with the mummy of the king Tut. I didn't sleep last night, nor for a second, he said. During the process of the last night of CT scan, he could not sleep for a single minute or second. I was so worried because he was so worried about the result. But now I think I will go and sleep. Now he thinks he should go to and sleep down for rest. Then after this, the last one part of this chapter. By the time we left the trailer means the stretcher on which the body was brought, descending metal stairs to the sandy ground, the wind had stopped, means the wind was stopped and it was quiet now. The winter air lay cold and still like death itself. It was the winter season in the valley of the departed. Which valley refers here? The valley of kings where the cemetery was there. Okay, just above the entrance to Tut's tomb stood Orion. Entrance of Tut's tomb. Orion. Orion means the constellation of stars that the ancient Egyptian knew as the soul of Osiris. What is Osiris? The god of the afterlife. As it was believed by the people of Egypt in resurrection or in rebirth, in the same way as the people entered to Tut's tomb, there was stood Orion, the constellation of stars, and they also believed in one god, that was Osiris, the god of the afterlife, watching over the boy king. As they put the Tut's mummy into its respective place or in the down of the earth, they found that in the sky a star started blinking because they believed in Osiris, or the god of the afterlife. So after all these things, they put the mummy on its respective place without getting any positive, you can say, response to know when did he die, how did he die. That's why the chapter has the title Discovering Tut. The saga continues. It means still we did not get any response or result of the CT scan machine to know about the reasons of his death. That's all for today, and this chapter is over, my dear students. After that, I will be posting the question answers in the group. Thank you. Have a good day.